Welcome to Three and Out with Jason and Kevin. I'm Jason. That is Kevin. We are brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation's Cincinnati Bengals website. We are sponsored by Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. We are on the Orange and Black Insider, Bengals OBI, on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on there with a bunch of other great shows. It's OBI. It is Chalk Talk. It is Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friends. A lot of great stuff. So smash the like button, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. Kevin, what is going on?
Nothing. Really wondering about the smash the like button. Is that our age
Smash
bracket?
it.
Is that where we're at?
Smash it hard. Oh, is that, you think I'm going for the demographic under all the, what of the Generation Z or whatever they're called?
Whatever.
I don't know what they're
It
called.
just feels
Whatever
like it a little bit. Yeah. But
The
other than that,
podcast
other than
thing is
questioning your
very-
choices.
Questioning my choices.
Yeah, your choices with the smash like button. Anyways, I'm doing all right.
I get that. I get that.
I processing the two losses, processing the Burrow news. He may play, he may not play. I have some thoughts on it. But where are you at?
I am processing the 0-2 loss. I have some thoughts on it. I don't really know how to feel about this weekend, and then so everybody knows, Kevin and I talk all the time, but we were talking about what we were going to do tonight, and we kind of agreed that previewing the Rams game, like, what's the point? Because we don't. If Burrow doesn't play, this is a whole new team. If Burrow does play, you know what I mean? Like, it's just we don't know what kind of team. So, I mean, we might talk a little bit about the Rams, but I don't think we're going to spend a significant amount of time talking about matchup, because a matchup between their number one corner and Jamar Chase is totally different.
Very,
when
very
Burrow's not
different. If Jamar,
right.
if Burrow's the one throwing the ball.
Yeah. So I think, but let's share your thoughts. I want to hear I want to hear what's rattling in that beautiful, bald, light brown head of yours.
Yep. Everybody's acting like if Burrow doesn't play. Look, I think the most likely scenario is Burrow does not play against the Rams. I think it's gamesmanship. I think that they're putting it out there like he might force the Rams to prepare. I think the truth is he doesn't play against the Rams. And if he also doesn't play against the Titans, then I would guess worst case scenario then becomes they sit him out for 4 weeks and the bye gives him 5, see what happens on the other side of that. Everyone's acting like this is a nightmare scenario. And it is. But everybody's also acting like this means 0 and 6. And that only means 0 and 6 if Zac Taylor can't do his job. This is what I want to bring up, is there is too much talent on this field to decide that just because Burrow isn't on it, that suddenly we are absolutely a losing team. If Taylor cannot scheme Jamar Chase open, if Taylor cannot open up the run game, if Taylor cannot perform with this team, then it's a losing team. But
I totally agree.
A lot of people have jumped onto the Zac Taylor bandwagon. We're all pro Zac Taylor. So the Cardinals, the Cardinals should be a win. We're just going to give that to them. We're just going to say the Cardinals is a win. That's one. We got 3 other games. We got the Rams, Titans, and Seahawks. If Zac Taylor can't come up with some way to put points on the board, new stuff, weird stuff, I don't care. Keep them guessing. They have no tape on a weird offense Zac Taylor designed in the last 3 days where Joe Burrow isn't at the helm. They have nothing. Zac Taylor should be able to scheme one additional win. We as a fan base should not be sitting here going, we're going to go 0 and 6 in this scenario. We should be going 2 and 6. We should be saying 2 and 6 is the standard. And if we don't get that, we're upset. Sorry, yes, 2 and 4 is the standard. If we don't get that, then we're upset with his coaching staff. That's my point. It's too talented to just throw everything away because Burrow's not on that field.
I think you're absolutely right. I do. I mean, you came into the season with Super Bowl aspirations, and you should have, because you have one of the most talented rosters top to bottom. And you're absolutely right. You can't throw that out the window just because the best player on your team, who happens to play the most important position on the team, is dinged up. Now, if he's hurt for the whole year, if they said, hey, he did some terrible thing, he's going on IR, then I'm saying, it's done. We're done. The season's lost. We don't know. He may play Sunday. I don't know. But let's say you're right. Let's say they shut them down until the bye. Okay, you're absolutely right. There is no excuse why they can't go into the bye 2-4. Absolutely
Yes.
zero. There's too much talent at wide receiver. There's too much. I mean, Joe Mixon's a good running back. They've spent all this money on the offensive line. There's too many big name guys on defense. There's too much talent. And as far as the weird stuff, yeah, sure, do whatever you got to do to win. But if they could get, if I tell you the best case, dream scenario, if Burrow shut down to the bye 3-3, they do that.
Oh, sure,
golden. You know, they do that, they're golden.
Yeah.
But I think that a minimum you should ask is 2-4. A minimum.
Yes,
and
I think that is a fair ask because the Cardinals is a walk. So we're not even counting the Cardinals. That's a win. If you manage to lose that game, I don't care who you have at quarterback. Mistakes, big mistakes that are going to require us to rethink some things were made. So then we got 3 games. That's it. I just want one of them. I want one.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you give me that, then we're good. And I'm happy. And I'm pro Zac Taylor. If he can't, well, then we got issues. But that's my point. I'm just trying to it really does seem to be there's only one school of thought. That goes a bunch of different ways, but either we need to sit Burrow, we just need to accept that we're a bad team without Burrow. We're a worse team without Burrow. We're not a bad team without Burrow. Or Burrow's got to play. He absolutely has to play, even if he's only at 50% Burrow, he might at least do something. No, if Burrow's not at 50%, if Burrow's at 50%, if Burrow's leg is hurt, he needs to sit. And if he sits, we still need to expect wins.
Okay.
That's my point.
So I get exactly what you're saying. Let's look at the next 4 games and then the bye week and then what comes after. Okay. So,
sure.
And I'll get to the point when I'm done. So you got the Rams at home on Monday Night Football. Okay. You're at Tennessee, who has not been great. You're at Arizona and you're home against the Seahawks. Okay.
Yep.
After the bye, at 49ers, home against the Bills, home against the Texans, which is nothing, and then at the Ravens. So if the Bengals shut Burrow down until the bye, at the end of the season, we'll be very thanking the football gods that it happened in preseason before the bye. You know what I mean? And not after the bye.
Yes.
Because if it happened after the bye, I think we'd be singing a different tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Against the 49ers,
absolutely.
Bills
For the Bills, for the Niners, the Ravens again, you need to be firing on all cylinders.
Yep. So
I just don't know. We need to expect we can eke out a win. We can eke out a win without Burrow.
I agree. We should be able to. Yeah, sure. We should be able to. We're good enough.
The secret is more bubble screens to Jamar Chase.
Yeah. I'm sure that's, how a lot of times they'll say, hey, here's the first 3 plays we're going to run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that the NFL players are like, hey, it's wide left, zap right, Y wiggle, R2D2, C3PO deep, gold, yellow shower. So, it's stuff like that. And then they're going to call the next 2 and it's the same thing. Left, right.
Yeah.
To Jamar Chase, just bubble screens.
That was a long 3 back-to-back bubble screens.
A long, terrible joke that was just never landed. There's no punchline to that joke. That's the bad thing. Can't tell a joke really there's no punchline. All right. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to come back. I have a couple thoughts. And I think let's talk a little bit about not the Browns game. I'm done talking about the Browns game. Talk a little bit about the Ravens game. And maybe a couple things about, I think there's one thing that warrants a discussion with Bengals versus Rams. One thing.
All right, I'm excited. Let's do it.
We'll be right back.
Eastgate Smiles Dental Care is a warm and welcoming environment where expertise and customer service come together. As a local business, they love helping their fellow Cincinnatians manage their oral health and achieve a perfect smile. They pair the latest technology with years of experience to give you a smile worth showing off. They are dedicated to quality and convenience and can even perform dental crown procedures the same day in most cases. You like your smile, but they are here to help you love it. They personalize your care and match your needs. Call them today at 513-528-1150 to learn what they can do for your pearly whites.
All right. So you kind of shared your thought on the Bengals being able to pick up 2 games. You know what I mean? I want to share my thoughts on the 0-2 start for the second year in a row. I mean, the 2 years feel different. They do. Burrow was coming off an emergency appendectomy last year. All this stuff, he's lost 20 pounds. We all expected him to look. I didn't expect. I thought he looked better than I thought he looked better than I expected him to look in week 1 last year.
Okay.
Those first 2 games, they almost won those games against the Cowboys with Cooper Rush and against the Steelers. I think they're a blocked field goal away from beating the Steelers. I think they're a couple misses away maybe from the Cowboys. They almost won both of those games. And then they also started the season 0-2 in the division because they lost the Steelers, and then they lost their first meeting against the Ravens. Okay.
Yeah.
They're in a similar but different boat. We're on the same ocean. Anyway, listen. I'm done with the boat stuff. So this year they go 0-2. Both games are division. So you're still starting 0-2 to start off. You're starting 0-2 in the division. There's not much of a difference. Now we're not confident about Burrow's health moving forward. By week 2, we could see he's looking a little bit better. Week 3, there he is. You know what I mean? Now we don't know. But I don't know what's going to happen with Burrow. He's not going to be lost for the year. Worst case scenario, I think, is he's shut down till the bye. I think that's the worst case. There's a chance he plays Monday night. He kind of came out to practice, but then he was listed as did not participate. But he's out there, So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. What I do know is I think that there's a lot of negativity out there just saying hey, it's just not going to be the year. Just too many bad things. I don't think that should be the case at all. I think great things can still come from this year, even if they lose Monday or Burrow's out until week 6. Like you said, if they can manage to go 2-4, the way I see it heading into week 8, I guess it would be because 7's the bye. Yeah. Week 8 it's 0-0. Season starts now. And if you go on a run and they're perfectly capable of doing it, then everything's fine. And they went on a run last year. They went on a bigger run than they needed to. I think at a certain point, obviously I'd like to see them win the division and host a playoff game. But if you lose Burrow for the first quarter of the season, I think you start thinking about wild card, which is fine. It's fine. The Bengals have won more road playoff games than they've won home playoff games.
Sure.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe the same amount. I don't know. No, they've won more.
If Burrow is sat, worst case scenario again, till the bye, and best case scenario for that would be going 2-4.
Yeah.
You realign your expectations. The expectations are now we're gunning for the playoffs. Whatever seed that ends up being, if we can't win the division, we can't win the division. If we can't get the 1 seed, which would be pretty much gone at that point, then we can't win the 1 seed. But we've seen this team, the way they play in the playoffs. We realign our expectations then and go, all right, go on a run. Start from the bottom, beat your way all the way to the top.
It doesn't matter if they're the 7th seed. It does not matter.
No, it doesn't.
They're just as dangerous as they are as the 1 seed because they've shown time and time again with this team, with this group, with this coach, with this quarterback, they can win playoff games on the road. Doesn't matter where, against who, or when. So that's my thoughts on the season right now. Get your chins up. Get your chin up, Bengals fans.
Also, just to put it out there, I have been saying that we should have got a better backup quarterback.
Oh no, yeah, that's absolutely true. That's yeah.
What's Andy Dalton doing? Oh, he's starting now, isn't he? Because Bryce Young got hurt.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Listen to me. We bring Andy Dalton back. We make a trade.
Man.
All right. We bring Andy Dalton back. He wins us the 2 games. Burrow takes back over. No hard feelings. We win Dalton a ring. He sits on the bench.
Yes.
He gets his ring. We owe him that. We don't want him on the field. We don't want him being the one throwing the football, but he can have a ring. He can have a bench ring.
Here's if they brought him back. Let's say, Bryce Young, the Panthers are shopping him. He comes up here. He wins 3 games. Perfectly capable of doing that. Wins 3 games. They go into 3-3 the bye. Burrow comes back. He backs up Burrow. Takes a knee every once in a while if he has to when we're blowing a team out, and he gets a ring.
Put him out there in 4th. Let him
Everyone
around.
He rides off into the sunset, knowing that not only did he have a Super Bowl ring, but he played an integral part when the starting quarterback was out.
I'm just saying it'd be the dream scenario, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Come on, make it happen, NFL. Do it. Anyway, that'd be cool. And then I wanted to share a couple thoughts about the Ravens game. They lost.
Rams. Ravens. Sorry, go ahead.
Ravens, yeah. They lost. It was a tough game. They almost won. Burrow was playing more like Burrow in the second half. The offense looked bad in the first half. And if they had, if they had kind of heated? Is heated? Is that a word? Heated?
Yeah.
Or is it heat? If they had heated up, that's something that. If they had warmed up,
you got to just commit and go on, man.
I know. If they had, if they had heated up, one quarter earlier, they win that game.
Sure.
Coming out in the second
Burrow
half.
looked good in the second half, which sucked.
Coming out in the second half.
I'm not sucked that he looked good, but sucked that he looked good. They got hurt again. But
I know. But no. So I'm happy. I think that we need to temper our expectations about where we're seated, unless they go. Maybe Burrow plays and they go on a run right now, and he's good. I'm not expecting that. Yeah, I'm not expecting that.
I think they should sit him for at least a game or two. That's my personal opinion. Protect the franchise. But we don't know what goes behind closed doors. Whatever happens, we have to assume they will have 50 times more information than we'll ever have. They know what's best.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Gets hurt, but then we revolt.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's a game time decision. You know what I mean? Warming up before the game. Hey, coach, I feel great. We're golden. Or, hey, it's a little bit tight. I need to sit. But if you're going to sit, don't just sit for one game. Just sit. You know what I mean? Make sure.
Until you're good. Yes.
Yeah. Remember when Jamar said, I don't want him back till week 5?
Yeah, we all thought, Jamar's just trolling people is what we all thought.
I know.
At least that's what I thought. I was like, he's just messing with people. He knows that people take what
Jamar
he says seriously and write 50 headlines
communicating
with
Madam Cleo. He knew what was up.
I'm just saying. I mean, I really do think maybe he did know a little bit what was up. And he saw Burrow push himself, and he said, maybe we all just should calm down, protect the franchise. He knew.
Yeah. All right. So there was one matchup. There was one thing I want to talk about with the Bengals. One matchup that is going to, no matter who plays quarterback. And can you guess what it is?
I do. I can't guess what it is. At least I hope I can.
Yeah.
Did you know they have a Jonah Williams?
Wait, what?
They have a Jonah Williams who plays defensive end.
Oh, there's going to be Jonah versus Jonah Williams? Jonah Williams versus Jonah Williams? I didn't know that. That's not it.
In theory, we could have Jonah on Jonah. Who is the superior Jonah?
That'd be cool. This is the
only matchup I care about.
They should let those two wear just the same uniform. Not a Rams uniform, not a Bengals uniform. Like they each get to wear this other uniform, and then they have to pick and they can go play for either team. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
My matchup was the interior offensive line. Ted Karras at center, Alex Kappa at guard, and Cordell Volson at left guard against Aaron Donald, who's going to go down as probably the greatest defensive player of all time.
Might be.
So, yeah.
Mine's better.
He's just a monster. I know. I didn't. I mean, if I would have known that's the one I would have picked.
I was just doing a little research for this podcast, and I'm like, I thought I was misreading it. I'm like, certainly there's not going to be Jonah on Jonah action.
Yeah.
Hot Jonah on Jonah action.
Oh, there's only one place you can get hot Jonah on Jonah action on network TV, and that's Monday.
That's why it's Monday. That's why it's Monday night.
It's Monday night because it's going to be the hot Jonah on Jonah action. That's kids can't watch that stuff. Like you can't put that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday when kids are walking around. No, you can't do that. The hot Jonah on Jonah thing.
The sheer clash of mediocrity on mediocrity.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not on Skinamax. Monday night, 9 o'clock, Skinamax, hot Jonah on Jonah action. No,
the real answer is Aaron Donald. The interior's been looking
good. Monster. Yeah, he's a monster. But
no, Volson hasn't. But
Volson struggled with pass protection. He's been excelling as a run blocker. But if there's a guy that's going to exploit a weakness on an offensive line, it's Donald. So, I'm confident. Even with Brandon Weeden, I think that they can beat the Rams. I do. I think top to bottom, with or without Burrow, I think the Bengals are a more talented team.
Yes, I agree.
I do.
I agree.
So,
but now it's up to Zac Taylor to figure it out. That's my point.
Yep.
game changes when Burrow ain't on the field. Figure it out, man.
You're right. Another thing, they lost Cooper Kupp, and it doesn't matter because Puka Nacua, that's his name, I think, right?
Yeah.
He's
good. He's not as good as they're acting like he is.
He's not as good as Cooper Kupp, but like he's got like 30 catches in 2 games or some weird, crazy thing.
Yeah, and he's going to be good. That's not my point. My point is also they scheme him open. They put him all over the place. Yeah. They really are doing everything they can to maximize Puka.
Yeah.
Hey, Zac Taylor. Hey, do you have a player? Do you maybe have a player that you could maximize? That you can move all over and you can put in motion behind the line? Is there anybody like that? I don't know. Think about it.
I think there
Think
is.
about it. Now's the time.
I think there is.
Now's the time. You're messing with the formula. You might figure something out. Hey, maybe something you figure out. We could let Burrow do. Maybe Burrow could be the one to throw the ball when you figure out how to use Jamar Chase. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. I'm done putting it all on Zac Taylor. I just get annoyed.
I get it, man. I get it. I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I'm more excited about Monday than I am anxious, even if Burrow doesn't play. I am. That's how I feel.
I will be more anxious if Burrow does play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know. That's if he's, oh my gosh, he's
gripping the seat, just on the edge of it, just like every time he gets hit, every single time, every time he rolls out of the pocket, it would be like, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
We just talked about.
Yeah, I know.
He's gonna get hit. He's gonna get hit. Aaron Donald, and I don't think Aaron Donald likes us very much.
How would it sound if a Cordell Volson breakout game, 1-on-1, Aaron just dominates Aaron Donald all night Monday night?
It would sound absolutely great.
Hot Jonah on Jonah action, along with like up next is the Dominatrix series. Cordell Volson putting gimp masks or whatever on Aaron Donald.
You're making some choices today,
buddy. I know. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. All right. Listen, I think both of the points that we're trying to make as a season is a very long one, and we just got started. And no matter what with Burrow, unless he's out for the year, and we know that's not going to be the case, no matter what, they're going to be okay. Give us 2 out of the next 4 games, and everything's going to be fine. I think everyone can get on board with that. There's no reason the Bengals cannot do that with or without Burrow. No reason.
100%.
Yep.
All right. That's all I got, man.
Yep. I think that's about it. Hopefully we see some great stuff on Monday and we come back and we celebrate. Hey, we're 1-2. Burrow didn't play, or he did play and he played the whole game. He looked good, feels good. Or maybe he didn't play, but he says he's ready to go now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some good news.
He said he's ready to go and then didn't play. Well, he played part of it and then came out and then played the last part too.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. All right. So, thank you again for watching. Thank you again for tuning in and checking us out. Checking out Orange and Black Insider, OBI. It's not just us. Like I said, it's OBI. It's Talking Football with Bengal Jim and Friend. It's Chalk Talk. We're on YouTube. Anywhere you get podcasts, smash that like button and subscribe, kids. And then, check us out again. We'll be back next week we're brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation's Cincinnati Bengals site, and Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. So, Kevin, have a good weekend. I'm excited about Monday night, and we'll be back next week. Who day?
Who day?
That's great!